Hello and welcome back to Trade You for the Fruit Punch, episode 22. We took a little bit of a hiatus. We're trying to
Oh, did
find
we?
ourselves. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
We're
we did.
trying to find ourselves.
Uh-huh,
So we
uh-huh.
actually have less. We're going to try to create shorter content that more people will be able to listen all the way through. We're going
Out
to
of
try to keep it
curiosity,
short.
did you find yourself on this
Find
break?
myself. I found myself a little bit. Yeah, I did. I
Did you
went to
really?
Los Angeles.
Interesting.
I don't know if you noticed, I got a tan, so I look
So did I.
healthy. How did you get a tan?
It's been like 85 degrees here the last 3 days. I've just been hour-long tanning sessions each of the last 3 days. Got a
Do you
little
s-
bit.
do you sit out with? Do you take your shirt off?
No, I just roll up the sleeves above the arm and do
Okay.
it that way.
Well, the good thing is because your Wi-Fi sucks so bad, you're fuzzy, and nobody's gonna be able to see this tan. With me, you can see it. I'm glowing. It looks
You're
really good.
glowing.
The
You're
only
red.
problem is the only no. I was red 3 days ago. Now I'm not
Whole
red.
face
The
is red.
The old it's not red, it's the lighting. It's the poor lighting in my
Mm-hmm.
office. The
Yeah.
only problem is I have not taken a good shit in like 4 days. And I am so
Wow, this
plugged
is a
up right
great
now.
podcast talk.
Like I
This is a
am
great discussion.
really plugged up right now. And I need to just like let one go, but I don't know if hopefully it'll come tomorrow. So I'm
I
back
really
from
hope
LA.
my
We
friends
came back.
listen to this one.
I mean, it's fine. It's the truth, right? I'm back from LA. We were there for a week. We visited UCLA. We visited USC. We got a little sun. We did a little shopping. Not a lot of shopping. And I got to tell you,
Stranded me here.
USC, nice, really nice. UCLA's campus, beautiful, but very, very hilly. Like, very hilly. Holy shit. Lots of steps and hills, but nice campus. About a third of the size of Maryland's. We looked it up from an acreage
Really?
perspective. Yeah, but I don't know how they calculate that. Does Maryland include like that golf course and like where the Marriott is, or is it just like? So I don't know how it's really calculated. But
No,
anyhow,
across
supposedly
the main road is not considered
okay. So the golf course isn't included, but how about like the Marriott? Because it's technically on campus. It's just like the outermost edge of campus. It's not
I
across the
don't
road.
think so. Is it?
I would think it is.
I wouldn't
Anyhow,
know.
yeah, I didn't look into it all that detailed. So we're going to talk about Tottenham, but first we're going to talk about the Sixers and the playoffs. But we don't quite have the full tally. So the way we had predictions at the beginning of the season,
They're bad.
and
They're real bad.
so mine are actually not horrible,
They're
although there's a few
incredibly
like
bad.
really bad ones, like the
There's
Mavericks.
there's I know of the Kings
So
who you
the
said
Kings,
you
we're both
only felt bad.
well.
You said you thought they were the worst team in the league, but just didn't want to put them there because
I
you
did put
felt
them
bad.
there.
Remember that
No, I thought the
specifically.
Spurs. No, if you recall, I thought the Spurs were the worst team in the league. I didn't want
Oh,
to put them there,
oh,
so I put the
wow.
Kings
No,
worst. So I
so is
haven't.
that better or worse than my Timberwolves pick?
Oh,
Out of
your Wolves pick
curiosity.
is
My Wolves
really
pick
bad.
is
Well,
bad.
but this is
It's really
where
bad.
are the Timberwolves going to finish eighth or are they going to finish ninth? And I don't know the
I don't
answer to
think it
that. Right?
matters all that
No,
much
it
in the
matters. I need to get this.
end.
Like every point counts. But it looks like so your Pelicans pick was terrible. My Mavericks, both of our
To
Mavericks
be
picks.
fair, they were on until Zion went down, and then we never saw him again, which I should have
Yes,
accounted for a little better.
apparently,
But
and I haven't seen, but Stephen A. Smith supposedly blasted Zion today, but I didn't see what he
apparently,
said.
CJ McCollum did it last night after the game.
I mean, that's kind of sour grapes, right? You just lost the game. You had nothing to do with it. You didn't play all that well. And then let me blast the guy who's sitting on the
Well,
sidelines.
I think CJ said, like, I avoided getting surgery to play this game. And I know, like, some people wouldn't have done that. Meanwhile, CJ McCollum had, like, one of the worst ever seen last night. Like, it was really bad. You should have gotten that surgery, my guy. He might have won.
Right. So look, we will for the next pod, I will have full stats on how we finished. As it looks right now, it looks like on the East, I'm probably better than you. On the West, like we've got some really horrible picks that who like the points are gonna. So the way I did it was, for example, I picked the Nets to finish second. They finished sixth, so I get 4 points, and points are bad. The more points you
Points are
have,
bad.
the
So
worse
it's
you.
as many points off from where you predicted. I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I wasn't gonna go like I don't know if you finish second and then sixth, you multiply by like it was just points off, right?
I
So
mean, some people do like 5 points if you get it spot on, 3 if you're one away, 1 if you're two away, and from then on it's 0. Highest
no,
points win.
I wanted to penalize us for how
We're
far
more
off we were.
of a penalizing pod than we are a rewarding pod.
Right. Yes, that is very fair. Actually, it's a very good point. So we'll have final stats next week. So
Provided
we're gonna
you
get
agree to record.
provided I agree to record
I'm going to put you on
as long as we
blast a
keep them
little bit.
short. Okay. So let's get into the Sixers. Sixers
We don't have any random
begin.
thoughts. Wow.
Well, so my
That's
random thoughts were
crazy.
my tan, my shit, or lack
I had a
thereof. My
random
shit.
thought. Maybe.
Well,
Maybe
okay.
I had a random thought. I
Yeah, you
went
don't come up with
tomorrow.
random thoughts. Although, so next time around, one of the random thoughts we'll talk about the Adam Sandler show and
Which
what
we're
we
going
thought
to
of
on
it
Friday.
because we're going to
Be
tomorrow.
fun.
We went
Oh, yeah,
to
that's tomorrow.
between the last time we recorded and today, we went to a Gary Goldman show in. Did we go to Hershey or Reading?
Reading.
Reading's closer. We went to
Bumblefuck,
Reading.
Pennsylvania.
We went to Reading,
My ranking of
and
Pennsylvania, if you're within an hour of Philly, but still in the Amish country, it's Bumblefuck, and anywhere beyond that is Buttfuck nowhere.
fair enough. Okay, so this was Bumblefuck. It wasn't Buttfuck nowhere, because it was about an hour away. It was at, I believe, Reading Community College.
Decent enough campus, I would say.
I
It was
don't
all
think it had a
right.
campus. Let's not exaggerate.
But it was, I mean, there were some shops. I'll give them a little credit.
Some shops. What are you talking about?
Just got to give them something, right?
It's Reading.
No,
What do you have to give them? Like, I mean, it's like there's the armpit of the country, and then there's like Reading. It's who the hell wants to live in Reading? So sorry if you're from Reading.
we're
It
not
was look.
sorry. Let's
The
get it.
city was
Let's be really
the
clear. We're
city was
not
shit.
sorry.
The show, he told us when he would end, which is kind of cool. He was going to do an hour and 20-minute set. He got on about 8
He did
o'clock.
not do an hour and 20 minutes.
And he ended up going until 10. And let's just say like half of the extra 40 minutes were spent insulting Ari. He asked him for
Insulting's
his
a
name.
strong word. Insulting's a
No,
strong
making
word.
fun of, but like lightheartedly making fun of. He
Yeah.
wasn't like mean.
I
He
enjoyed
was,
it.
yeah, we all enjoyed it. He asked Ari if he was Jewish. Yes. And then he
Yes.
asked his name. And Ari goes, my name is Ari. And of course he goes, of course your name is Ari. For short, I'll call you what? Shlomo ben like Shmulenstein or something? I don't
Shmuley,
remember.
something. Menachem ben Shmuley,
Menachem
something like
ben
that.
Shmuley, for short. Ari. Like Ari isn't short enough. But then he went into the whole thing. I mean, I think he saw a little bit of himself in you. But what was telling
Minus
was,
the basketball and the fact that he's 6'5" and I'm 5'10".
and the fact that I think he thought you were 15, not 19.
I think so too. Thought I was a little kid.
He did think you were a little kid. Little does he know.
I had a full beard grown out.
I mean, there's some 15-year-olds that have full beards growing out. They're kind of weird.
Jewish
looking,
kids?
Yeah, there's some.
I mean, yeah, me when I was 15.
You didn't have a full beard when you were 15.
Well, because I was forced to shave every day.
Yeah, you should still be forced to shave. Now we can't tell. Like it again, you're so blurry on this fucking screen. We have no idea if you're
I have a dusting of
a dusting.
facial hair,
Okay.
we'll call it.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So tomorrow we're seeing Sandler. Saturday you've got a big time wedding you're going to. Sunday, so you'll be back in town, hang out with us a little bit. Then we'll ship you back off on Sunday. So today we're going to talk Sixers. We're going to talk Tottenham. And so a lot's happened. Obviously, Sixers finished third in the East, which is, I thought they would finish fifth. You thought the Sixers would finish second. So we were a little bit
remember
off.
my prediction exactly. I said I thought regular season and a poor playoffs, which is still in play.
Yeah, they did it. Look, they started off weak, right? We didn't have a good first 10 or 15 games this season. I think we were 500 through the first 20, 25 games. So
Yeah, we were
started
bad.
off. And then we ended off pretty poorly, though. I didn't like the way we ended. Losses to the Bucks, losses to the Heat. Like it wasn't we kind of limped in the we've limped into the playoffs. I don't like it, but we'll see what happens. So we play the Nets. Now, what do we think in terms of the Nets series?
This series is gonna go to 6. It's gonna be weird and like kind of annoying. Because the Nets, they're just gonna jack up threes, and there will be 2 games where every 3 feels like it's hitting, and we'll lose. And Mikal Bridges will lead them to 2 wins. Spencer Dinwiddie will suck for the most part, but again, have like a game or 2 where he looks like prime Kyrie.
So tell me, what was the deal with Dinwiddie,
Oh,
and
love it. You mean Din Shitty? Din Shitty,
what was
according to
that all
Kuz?
about? Are they not? I didn't realize they weren't cool.
Well, Dinwiddie said the other day that Kuz, like on a good team, would be at best guy. And I guess Kuz was just waiting. Felt like Kuz had that tweet chain in the chamber ready to go for like months because it was incredible. He ended it with "Go Sixers," which is good stuff.
Now,
So
I
I've
don't
joined the
see.
Kuzma train.
And who's been on the Kuzma train?
You've been on the Kuzma
Essentially,
train for quite a while, since he was a Laker and a bad one.
yeah. So I'm trying to find here what like the odds are of us beating the Nets. And I don't see it. But essentially, if I look at the futures, the Nets are second to last favorites to win the title. And we're fifth
Of playoff teams remaining, I'm assuming they like remove all the non-play.
Yes. But we're tied. They are tied with the Thunder, who still have not made the playoffs.
They're
And
fun.
they're actually right because the Thunder. No, Thunder have to win. They have to beat Minnesota. So Thunder are not in the playoffs yet.
Thunder are not in the playoffs yet.
The Timberwolves are not in the playoffs, and they have 2,500 to 1 odds to win the whole thing, whereas the Nets are at 5,000 to 1 odds. So,
really?
Yes. So people think the Timberwolves are twice as likely to win the NBA title, and they're still not in the playoffs over the Nets.
People put way too much to name value because Rudy Gobert is not winning his team a championship.
By the way, they should keep him suspended. I think they played.
They should. I tweeted out as soon as it was announced he wouldn't be playing. I said advantage Timberwolves.
So, did you see what Draymond Green said
about him being like a little soft?
Well, so he said he was a little soft, but then he was proud of him for sticking up for himself. And for smacking his teammate. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this feels a little too soon, Draymond.
Can we also talk about the fact that he missed? He missed.
I mean, he hit him in like the neckish, chestish area.
He was aiming for face.
I mean,
He missed.
do you think? Well, so I don't know his wingspan. Maybe he's got a shorter wingspan than his height. Maybe that's
No,
why
that's the
he's
whole
so bad.
thing. He's got a big ass wingspan. That's the only reason he made the NBA, because he's tall and has long arms.
I gotta tell you though, the whole Draymond thing, like you kind of should shut the fuck up. Like you just got
Well, you
done.
know why he did it. You know exactly why you did it, right? Because he
Well,
also had a scandal about punching a
well,
teammate. He's like,
obviously,
punching a teammate's cool.
right? That's what he
See,
basically
I'm not the
said.
one. I'm not the only one.
And he's like, yeah, I support what you have to say and do because punching a teammate is cool because I've done it. So Rudy Gobert and Draymond are in like a little club together. It's like the punching your teammate club, right? Like I don't know. I'm
Draymond got
sure.
full connection though.
Oh, Draymond. Yeah, no. How is he like? How did they kind of just brush that under the rug? And we're just like, you know what? Take a few days off and then come back. You're fine. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine.
Because he's a
It's
good
fine.
player.
It's fine. No, it's fine.
Unlike
Draymond,
Rudy Gobert.
it's fine. It's good. You're fine. Like, did they even suspend him? They sent him home, but they still were
They
paying
sent him
him.
home for a little while, but
But it was a preseason. Like, nobody watches the preseason anyway.
well, that's
So I
why they
feel
sent
like
him
he
home.
got.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have even sent him home.
By the way, so do we know why Andrew Wiggins was MIA for like 2 months? Is there like a story out there? Do we know what happened here?
We don't. It was like a family thing. He was out for
Oh,
personal reasons for a few months, which I
so
think is a little excessive. I don't know what it
well,
was, but
here are my thoughts, right? As a working individual, right? You're not a working man. I'm a working man, right? It felt very like Kyrie extra like because Kyrie took like what 10, 12 days off last year. The year before he took a few days off. Like felt very Kyrie like, but like on an extra level. But like as a working human being, we have like, handbooks at our jobs. And we have these, sections where if you have family issues, you could take up to 5 days off. Not 500 days off. Five. Like it's five. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they are business days, so it could be like a calendar week, but it's 5 business days. It's not, and you need a doctor's note. Maybe he had a doctor's note. Who knows? Maybe he had but like 2 full months, like 50 whole days, 60, 70, whatever the number was, feels a little extra, feels a little much. I feel like the Golden State Warriors
we're
were a
only going to
little
talk
bit.
about the Sixers today, though, right?
Yes. So Sixers.
This feels like a little bit of a recap for you because you haven't gotten to talk about it in a little while.
Well, but there's not much to say. So you think the Sixers will win in 6. I think the Sixers will also win in 6 because they'll drop 2 stupid games. Dimwitty will have like a 30-point game. They may even let, Mikal Bridges score a 50 burger like one of these games just for fun because it's funny. Ha ha ha. Mikal, you're so funny. You should have been a Sixer. Here's a 50 burger. Like they'll find a way to lose 2 stupid games, right? Because that's what we do. Where we
That's
should
just who
blow
they
this
are.
fucking team out. Shouldn't we blow this fucking team out though? Shouldn't it be a sweep?
I mean, yeah, but the Sixers don't sweep.
No. So the question then becomes, because you had the Sixers going out in the second round, and I have them go in the conference finals when we talk.
I still have them going out in the second round. They will lose in at best 5 to the Celtics.
So here's what I'm going to say to you.
Uh-oh.
I don't disagree, but I'm holding out hope that we win that series. Like I feel like maybe this is the time. It's kind of like we've talked about this. This is like an abusive relationship, right? And you keep coming back like, no, my partner's going to love me. They're not going to beat me. Like
See,
I'm
but
really.
you are apparently very easy to manipulate. I am not so much.
No, I'm very easy.
I had like 2 bad playoff years, and I was like, fuck it. You guys suck. I'm not believing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep going back. Like I'm keep getting I I'm gonna believe that they're gonna beat the Celtics because I don't think the Celtics are all that good. Now, the problem I have with the Celtics though, and I've noticed this the last two, three, four times we've played them, and then I watched them quite a bit on TV. They feel a lot like a European soccer team that's playing with the dark arts. And what I mean by that is like you hit them in the chest and they'll start grabbing their face, right? They slide into a charge, but then they like, hit the deck and they just stay down for like 3 or 4 minutes and they've
I
got
think
to get
you're
the
only
trade down.
referring to Marcus Smart.
No, it's all of them. They're all like dark arts masters. Jalen Brown's on the ground all the time. I, I just
I think that's just called being a pussy.
well, yeah. So
Like, I don't
you
think they
call
even
pussy, I
mean
call
it.
like dark arts. I don't like it. I really don't like. I hate that team so much. I don't like how they play. I don't like anything about them. And yet we're gonna find a way. Like this is the kind of team that I feel like the series will go a lot like the Atlanta series, like 2, 3 years ago.
No, they'll just
2 years.
wipe the floor with us. I don't know what you're
No,
talking
but I
about.
feel like in a couple games we'll get a really big lead, and you'll just know that we're still gonna lose that lead. Like it's there's no lead is safe. I mean, look, we almost squandered a 9 point lead in like 4 seconds, right? When we
That
last beat
last
them.
minute of play was insane.
How does that even happen? How do we like you know who almost did that, by the way? Was AD almost killed that team.
Oh my God. I've never seen such a dumb foul.
So the shot was off. The shot had left his hand, and then he does the little like, I'm gonna grab the hand up there and like push him a little bit. And Conley made a meal of it and then hit all three. Although the first one hit the
Was
front of the
rough.
rim,
The
bounced
first
up.
one, you were like, this might not go. And then the second and third, he was like, nah, I'm good.
You know what it reminded me of though was what's a kid like Grant Williams for the Celtics. So I don't bet a lot, but I bet the Celtics were a huge underdog against Cleveland at Cleveland like 2, 3 weeks ago. It was like 3-1 odds. So I bet like $25 on this game. And Grant Williams, with zero point 0.0 seconds left in the game, had 2 free throws. And all he
I'm going to
needed
make
to
them
do was
both.
make
I'm going to make them
one.
both. I'm going to make them both.
I'm going to make them both. And who did he say that to? Donovan Mitchell? Or did he say it to someone else on the Cavs?
I think it was Donovan Mitchell.
I'm going to make them both. And he made none of them. Neither one. And by the way, the two Williams brothers who aren't brothers, like they're floppers too. Like you are 6'11".
On the Thunder?
No, the Williams brothers on the Celtics. They're not brothers.
Grant
Grant Williams,
Williams
Robert Williams
and
a third. Whatever, they're
you can't
brothers.
call them the brothers.
No, it's close.
They're such different players and look so different. I didn't even register that those are who you were talking about.
Yeah, no, but they're both floppers. Like Robert Williams a third, although not a tall center, is still a decent sized guy. And the fact that every time Joel gets anywhere near him, he sends him flying 57 feet,
Haven't you
like
been
into the
complaining
third
about
row.
Joel being a flopper all season? Like everyone flops. It's a flopping league.
I don't like it.
Welcome to the NBA.
I don't like it.
I
So anyway,
don't like it.
I don't like it. So we both think Sixers in 6. You think the Sixers will lose the Celtics in 5. I think we'll lose the
At
Celtics in
most.
6. I actually feel, though, that the playoffs are a huge win for us if the Heat lose tomorrow. Like, to me, I win the playoffs if the Heat lose tomorrow.
No, but you're thinking about it the wrong way. Because I wanted the Heat to win that first game. Because Heat Celtics is another, like, annoying series for the Celtics. Right? Like, they don't lose it, but it's an annoying and a grueling 6 games. They wipe the floor with Atlanta. Same thing
That's
goes
fine.
for Milwaukee against either of these teams. I kind of wanted Toronto to win because
No.
Toronto would get swept, but Toronto are dirty. Toronto would injure someone, right? Like Chris Middleton would leave there with a broken nose, just like Joel last year.
Now, for the record, I had the Raptors finishing 11th. They essentially finished 10th.
Can we just get into this instead of beating around the bush? Let's go through all of them.
No, no,
How
no,
about
we're not doing it. We're doing it next week when we have full numbers in. We'll do it
that?
next
Stop
week.
talking about a period.
I know, but I hate the
You don't
Raptors,
get to
and I have an
tease it.
agenda. I put it in my notes. Raptors/agenda in my notes, and my agenda has been successful. Heat.
I should have followed my agendas better. I
By the
really
way,
should have. I did a bad job.
for the like, who do you hate more, the Heat or the Hawks?
The Heat. I don't give a shit about the
Okay.
Hawks, in all honesty.
Yeah, and they look 2 years ago, they beat us in the second round when they shouldn't have. We were sitting at the Ivy restaurant watching on our phones when the Sixers lost game 7. And
No, we
we
weren't.
were
It was up on the
so
big screen. Was it? Oh no, that was you're talking the Hawks. I thought you were talking
the
about.
Hawks, not the
Never mind.
Raptors 2 years before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Like the Hawks have been so insignificant since then. I don't care about them. I hate the Heat. I kind of hate Jimmy Butler. I kind of don't like them.
I
But I
actually
feel
kind of
like
like Jimmy.
Dwayne Dedman, I feel like, is an infiltrator. I feel like he's actually a Heat in disguise, and he's
He's
like giving
not.
them.
No, but that's the thing. It's like he's not trad. He's just a corpse. They're like they like throw out an old man skeleton and stand there. Please.
At least look, at least they're playing Paul Reed a little bit, so I feel good that Paul Reed's getting some time.
You know who would be good
Uh,
as a third center to have? Really good. Charles
Montrezl Harrell.
Bassey. No, it would be really good to have like a young, athletic, rim running center like a Charles Bassey. But no, we wanted to cut him. You know who else would be really good on this team?
Isaiah
A
Joe.
nice sharp shooting wing who takes
Did he even
charges.
score last night? Did he even play last night?
Played 20 minutes, but he had a game.
Okay. All right. So do we think obviously the starting five is set? Do we think Shake will get some time?
I think out. Shake's gonna have like essentially the exact same playoffs as last year, where like he won't play, and then we'll be losing, and he'll come in and he'll like win us a random game, and then he'll play for the rest of the playoffs. No, I think the rotation will be the starting five. So Harden, Maxey, PJ, Tobias, and Joel, plus B-Ball Paul, who will have the shortest of leashes. Like Dwayne Dedman will get minutes. We will hate it, but he
I think what he's going to do though is Joel will play 38 to 40 minutes a game, and B-Ball Paul will play 8 to 10, not the 14 to 16 he's been playing.
Well, that's playoff basketball anyway.
Correct. So he'll give him those
B-Ball
8 minutes.
Paul, Jalen McDaniels, I think, will play. Niang, I think, will play, but he'll have the shortest leash, and I think eventually he'll just get dropped. And then
D'Anthony Melton will play.
D'Anthony Melton will play. Which is like really bad for playmaking when James Harden sits.
Well, so what you've told me this before, but I don't think we've said it on the pod. What are your thoughts on D'Anthony Melton?
I love him. Great role player. He is bagless player I have ever seen in my entire goddamn life. He can't dribble. He can barely pass. He can't create for himself in the slightest. I love the guy. I really do. I think he's a great role player for the Sixers. But my God, please stop telling him to be the secondary ball handler. He cannot dribble.
Yeah. So I think he'll look defensively. He'll be a help. I think Niang, it'll all be based off of defense and whether or not he's hitting his threes. So he'll
No,
have the
defense won't
ability
come
to
in.
shoot.
Like, when you play, you accept the defense is going to suck.
Well, but then he's got to make his shots, right? So he'll get like 2 shots off. If he makes 1 out of the 2, he'll keep playing that game. If he misses both, I think he's done. Like, I don't think he
Exactly.
plays anymore.
And he won't come back in at any point.
Yeah, so I
In
think
which
the bench,
case, that's probably when Shake comes in.
Shake or, well, Jalen McDaniel. So he's an interesting guy, right? Because he's clearly better than Matisse Thybulle, right? Like, he's clearly better. But he'll have games where even Matisse would have scored a few more points than him. Like, he's really strange the way he plays. He's kind of streaky and no, look,
Your
he'll hit a
Matisse
shot.
bias is coming into this.
Now, do we think like Daniel House will play?
Yes. I forgot about him. He'll be the last guy in the rotation. It'll be Daniel House or Niang.
Okay, so that's the move. So essentially you've got 9 guys, but you really have 7 with 2 halves in Niang and House, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So you've really got it. Okay. All right, we'll see. Playoffs start Saturday, 1 p.m. Yeah, so they start this week. On the Tottenham. So Tottenham.
Ding dong, the terrorist's gone.
So we have
Except
not
he's
recorded
not.
since the terrorist is gone. But Stellini's there. You don't like Stellini, so you liked him when he was the fill-in manager. Now you don't
I
like
liked
him.
him as an agenda because I could, if we lost, it was on Conte, and if we won, it wasn't Conte at all. But now, have you ever seen those memes? It's Osama bin Laden, and then whoever you have an agenda against on the other side says you killed the man, not the idea.
I have not seen that meme, but I can figure out what it means.
Yeah, that's
obviously.
Conte to Stellini. You killed the man, not the idea. Stellini is also a terrorist. There's a reason I refer to him as Mussolini. It's so good. It's so funny.
Well, so here's the question, right? And I feel like De Zerbi just essentially like acted his way out of potentially the Tottenham job. Not that we were ever going to pay Brighton like a big
Hopefully
breakup
not.
fee. And
I actually hope that made them like he's passionate.
No, that
I hate Stellini like that too. I'm all in on
Stellini didn't even insult the guy. The problem is, I think here's where it's going to come down to, is De Zerbi doesn't speak English, and that's a problem for Levy. Like Levy is he made Poch learn English. Did you know Poch had a translator at Southampton?
Yes.
During his press conferences? Poch had a translator, and Levy, when he brought him in, said, "Translator's gone."
Yeah, Daniel Levy's a xenophobe.
English.
We've been known this.
So Conte's English, if you think like his English got better over the last 18 months. His English was terrible when we first joined us.
Nah, he kind of knew English.
No, it got better. Right? It was everything the first 3 months was about suffering. It's the only word he knew. It's the only big word he knew that had more than like 2 syllables, right? It has 3. Suffering. But it was like the only big word he knew. So all he would say, we must suffer. And so his English got better. He should thank Levy for that. That was important. Now he can manage Liverpool next year or something. Who knows? Or go back to Juventus. So he's gone. You wanted Ryan Mason to take over.
At the very least, as the interim guy.
No, I know. Yeah, the interim guy. Now,
don't
for the
get it.
record, we've never talked about this though. Didn't I actually say when they hired Nuno that we should just have Ryan Mason be interim coach for an entire year until we
You did.
figure this shit out? Didn't I say that? And should we have done?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, I guess not, because technically Conte got us top 4 last year and we like convinced ourselves we'd be good. But yeah, in hindsight, absolutely.
So in the last few weeks, we drew with Southampton, which was awful.
So
We
funny.
drew with Everton,
So funny.
and then we beat a Brighton team that was so much better than us for 95 minutes out of 95.
It was literally stole a 4-1 win from them. They scored 2 disallowed goals. Neither really should have been disallowed and should have had a penalty.
So what I will say though is the rule, like the sleeve rule, it's so fucking stupid. Like your arm doesn't start at your sleeve. It starts here. Like I don't understand how
Well, but they
someone
called
decides.
it your way. It hit the sleeve, and they still called it handball. I was confused.
No. Like according to the law,
They did it your way, but according to the law, they shouldn't have.
right. So they were right. I agree with how they called it. On that,
But according to the law, they were wrong.
By the way, they sliced us apart on that play.
They were
Like
so
it wasn't
good.
even, it was
Oh my
it was
God.
a dire, it was your classic dire fuck up, right? It was, I think McAllister passed it to, I forget the guy's name, but
Matoma, my goat.
Matoma. Matoma took it beautifully, one-timed it. Now,
Lovely.
by the way, did you notice? So Hugo again had a couple nice stops on McAllister. He had another one on, I can't remember who, but it was like that 1-2. But did you notice that even if Hugo was like could have tried to save the dunk header, Hugo was tripping. He tripped himself into his own goal. Did you notice Hugo's like positioning on that header? Like he had no chance at saving
Bring
that.
back Fraser Forster.
But he was like tripping over himself. I swear I could not get over it. I kept rewinding it, like watching it and being like, what is he doing there? Does he know how to play goalie anymore? So I think who is it? The Brighton keeper who used to be their keeper, who's now not playing. I think that's the guy I want.
No, gross. Nasty.
Why?
He's terrible.
So who do we want?
I'll come up with a comprehensive list in the summer.
Okay. All right, we'll wait for
I got
that
some
list.
names floating around, but
so who should
none
be
of
our
them are
manager?
concrete.
Who should be our manager?
Okay, in order. No. Who we
Who's
haven't
not even on the list.
Who's a free agent and isn't even on the list. Daniel Levy might be stupid. Here's my thing with Levy. All right. Daniel Levy did a really good job to get us to the point we're at, where we're considered a big club. Daniel Levy has no idea what to do now. He has totally lost his mind. I've never seen anyone fuck up so badly. You had a winning formula and you strayed so far that we don't even know what that looks like anymore. The formula was there. Buy young players, bring in a young, talented manager, play attacking and like possession. And then he was like, I have a man crush on Jose Mourinho, and threw everything away for that fucking fart. And we haven't been good since.
Well, look, and I'm not going to say in his defense, but Poch that last season through November
was awful.
Was terrible. But so It's clear these players, by the way, are rotten. It has to be.
The
They're just
players are rotten.
rotten.
The players are dog shit. Yeah, we get it. Stop playing them. Saying you're so happy with the squad in fucking the summer and not replacing the guys that we screamed all summer needed to be replaced. Wow. I'm so shocked. Dyer is dog shit. It's not like I yelled all summer that we needed a central center back. Wow,
We
Longley
got
and
one.
Davis are shit. It's almost like I said, they're dog shit. Like, yeah, I was called too negative in the summer for saying that the squad was dog shit. But Conte
The best,
happy.
by the way, the
Conte
best
was
part
so
of this whole
happy.
thing is there's a lag between the words that come out of your mouth and then the actual video part of it. And so you're making all these like, I said they were dog shit. Like it's the internet. You have to like, if we are to continue this pod and regularly put pods out, you are going to have to go to the library. And who knows, maybe
It is
even
public
study there.
Wi-Fi. It is public Wi-Fi. It's dog shit. It's terrible.
I bet you it's better at the library.
It's not.
Get a room.
I have walked all over this fucking campus. The
I've
Wi-Fi
walked
just
all over this fucking
sucks.
campus with a 3-second lag. All right. So we have, who do we play this weekend? Like Bournemouth?
I don't fucking know. I don't pay attention to this team anymore.
Oh, stop your, we were going to go to see the last home game.
I'm so glad we did it. I'm so fucking glad we did it.
You know what? I'm going to
I
go
would
by
have been
myself.
so miserable.
You're not coming to any more
so
games.
unbelievably
You can go to your own game.
miserable.
You're not doing a study abroad. You're not going to London for study abroad. You're not.
All right, let me
I'm
get
not
back to
doing
my
any more
manager
games.
list. Let me get back to my manager list.
Okay, go to your
Gallardo, who's just like a better version of Poch when we first brought him in. Yeah, he hasn't proven it in Europe. Yeah, maybe he doesn't speak English. Look at what he did. He won 14 fucking trophies in Argentina. You want trophies? He's got. You want style? He's got style. Like, go get him. 2, De Zerbi, especially now after he fought Mussolini. I love it. I love it so much.
He
3,
talked himself out of a job. We all
3
know
Nagelsmann.
Okay.
Who follows his attacking style almost to a fault, but at the same time, I don't think there's any fault in following an attacking style, so I'm okay with it. 4, Ryan Mason. Like, if you can't get one of those top 3, just give him the job. I don't care.
No, but
We'll suck. We're gonna suck
him.
anyway for a little while.
Yeah, but they won't allow it. They won't give him the rope, and they'll
No,
fire
they
him
have
within
to.
18
If you
months.
hire him, you have to give him the rope.
They won't though. With him, they won't. I don't know why.
No, but I
just
think
don't
with
feel
him,
like
they absolutely. No, the first
I think
3
it's the
guys
opposite.
would have no leash. He would have a leash, like a long.
So I think the first 3 guys come in and they say, I better have a leash and I better have, 3 windows to buy the players I want. And you give me that leash. Whereas Mason
yeah,
comes
but after
in.
those 3 windows, they're done. Whereas Mason, I think, would get 2-3 years.
I don't think so. I don't think there's a chance. It's not going to happen
Well,
anyway. He's not appointed.
Part of that problem is that Levy's just an idiot at this point. Like, he has no idea managers anymore.
Right,
He
so
found
Mason is
the
4.
guy, and then whatever happened. 5, Company, which has been picking up some steam recently.
I think he's the favorite.
Is he really?
I believe I read somewhere that he was the favorite.
Interesting. Yeah, I like Company. 6, Michael Carrick.
So I thought you'd go Company Carrick. I'm not surprised by that.
I want a attacking manager. They're young attacking managers. They're basically Ryan Mason, except it would be harder to get them.
But here's the part that I don't understand. Vincent Company managed the team in Belgium and was horrible. And so he's had one good season with a decent team at Burnley,
Cool,
with an
yeah, it's a
ownership
risk.
group. I
That's
don't
why
know
he's
if I,
fifth, second.
yeah, I don't know if I love the Company
Every
one.
manager that you sign, like every single manager on your list right now, should be a risk. I don't want these proven serial winners like Jose and Conte who were awful here. I want
Right,
guys who can
that's
grow
fine.
as managers.
But I guess the question is, are we going to give them the 4 years like Arteta got at Arsenal?
You have to.
Because you have to,
You have to.
but I don't think we've got an owner that's willing to do that.
I'm not sure we do either. But this is my list. And my list says, fuck you, Daniel Levy. Put me in charge and I'll get us a trophy in years.
Okay. Do we need to go into your 7th top choice, or does that matter?
Well, 7th is Poch.
Poch is 7th. Okay. All right. So the only reason why I like Gallardo is because you keep talking about him. I don't know him for shit. De Zerbi talked himself out of the job. Company scares me. So does Carrick. Like I
They
feel like
should
they're
all
the same
scare you.
guy.
They should all
They
scare
both-
you a little bit.
I would bring Poch back.
I don't like that move that much though.
I think
Because
he's
now
probably
we're
learned-
like 4 or 5 removed from the Magic now.
Yeah, he's still got magic though, you know. He's Mauricio Pochettino.
I knew exactly where you were going with that.
All right. So, punch of the week. I haven't really given it a lot of thought, so it's a good thing you're going first.
God damn it. Oh, no, I know exactly who it is. Never mind.
Who's your punch of the week?
My punch of the week. The fucking Philadelphia Phillies. The fuck are these assholes doing? They're about to be, what, 4-9 now? I've never seen a team lose their good grace so quickly. They went from guaranteed standing ovation at the home opener to like, are we going to fucking boo these guys? Because they deserved it. They were atrocious. They are atrocious. And there's a lot of season left, but my God, are they fucking bad. And Aaron Nola's dog shit.
So I haven't watched. I've watched literally one batter, and it was the game. I think it was the opener where we were up 5-2 against the Rangers.
They're up 5-0, by the way.
Well, so I saw it at 5-2
on DeGrom, the best pitcher in the goddamn league.
It's
When
5-2.
Nola happened.
2 guys on base. And whoever it was that was up hit a home run to tie it 5-5. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm not watching this shit anymore. I'm done. Not until we get closer to playoff time.
They scored
I don't care.
9 runs that inning. Aaron Nola is a fucking loser.
Well, he
Although,
is your ace.
Bohm, Stott, and Marsh, love those guys.
Okay.
If you just showed people the stats, you would think that they were the stars of the team. They've been that good.
Well, so look, we started off last season pretty poorly. They'll fire your boy Rob Thompson middle of the season. They'll bring somebody else
They
in,
won't.
and we'll go to the World Series again and lose
Although
to the
maybe
Astros.
that's the move. Maybe you just have to fire every single season.
I mean, that's what the Spurs do every year, but we don't win anything, so I guess not. So my punch of the week goes to a guy we talked about earlier because I hate him with all the hate there is in this world in terms of he is my least favorite basketball player.
No, he isn't.
Oh, he is. He has to be. Rudy Gobert.
No,
Come
he
on.
isn't.
I mean, he's kind of my least favorite. Who's my least favorite?
Ben Simmons? Kyrie?
Oh, well, so Ben Simmons. Here's the thing: Ben Simmons hasn't played in like 3 months.
The
I
series
forgot
would
he
be
even
so much
existed.
more in interesting. Could still do Ben Simmons
Oh,
watch, but he's not even a basketball player anymore. Like, imagine if we got
his
the fucking Ben Simmons watch during the series. But no, he's just
it
gonna
would be
fucking sit on the
amazing. You
bench,
realize
if that.
we went 50 minutes without mentioning Ben Simmons, and we're playing the fucking Nets.
We
We
both
didn't even
forgot
mention
about
him
him.
until now.
We literally both forgot about him.
Totally forgot about him because he is so insignificant. And yeah, do you think he'll be on the bench for these games, or have they like told him just
I
stay in
was wondering
California?
the same thing. I think there's some chance that he just doesn't show up.
I mean, I would think that like Jock Vaughn doesn't want him to show up, but
Oh, you can
man,
tell that guy hates him.
and Jacques Vaughn is like a nice guy too. I don't think he's
Chuck
got a
Vaughn
mean bone in his
hates
body.
Ben Simmons.
Hates him. So with that, we're back. We're still figuring out format. I think
Supposedly.
we did 50 minutes. This is the shortest episode we've ever done, which is fantastic. We'll try to keep it tight, right? We can't go too long. I know you like to talk for an hour and a half, but we're going to keep it
Me.
tight. And with that, I thank you, Ari.
I
I
thank you,
thank
Gee.
you. Nobody can hear you
Thank
because
you
your Wi-Fi
so
sucks so
much.
bad.
Thank you,
No